Wrong tool for the job, my friend. And this is the problem that most sailors have when they first buy a boat. They drop $500,000 on some hardcore, bulletproof plated, expedition rated beast. But then, do they take it to the Arctic? No. Do they take it to the Northwest Passage? No. Do they take it to Antarctica? No. They take it to the tropics. And they wonder why they're not comfortable. And they're hot. And they don't have a swim step. And it's just not the right vehicle for that. So before you make this mistake, you need to answer the most important question in sailing. What kind of sailor do I want to be? I'm gonna help you guys answer that question in this video. And then in the second half, we're gonna go through all the boats that each archetype would be most comfortable on. Ready? Let's go. This type of cruiser is not interested in the floating condo. You want a tank with sails. Something that laughs at bad weather and is a little more forgiving with your bad decisions. You are a Voyager, the long hauler, the horizon chaser, the island aficionado. You like to cross oceans, you like to thread the different seasons of hurricanes and cyclones and typhoons, and Jimmy Cornell's World Cruising Routes is just trashed on your boat because you've been flipping through it so much. You need a couple of things. You need tankage, you need protection, you need a good sail plan, load capacity. The motto of the Voyager is keep it simple, keep it strong, keep it safe. You've got one eye on the weather and one hand on the dock lines. When you say you're going out for the weekend, you actually mean it. You're heading down the coast with inside of land, you're dropping the hook in bays that nobody else goes to. You're watching the weather forecast like a hawk. This type of sailor needs flexibility, shallow draft, good ventilation. Your motto? If it takes me more than 24 hours, count me out. You bought a boat specifically for the reason to park it in the world's greatest living room. And honestly, brother, I respect that. You are the islander, living slow, staying put, becoming friends with all the locals, becoming a legend at the local beach bar. Speed, not really important. Crossing oceans, not even on the list. You need a boat that feels like home, is easy to handle, and comfy as hell. Your motto is, why cross an ocean when sundowners are this good? Okay, this type is one solar panel away from total disappearance. Marina showers, you've evolved beyond that. You are the Off-Grid Outlaw. Big solar, big water tanks, DIY everything. You can disappear for 6 months and never need a thing. This type of sailor hasn't seen a dock since Fleetwood Mac was still together. I was this type of sailor for a long time. I really liked living like this. Your motto is, marinas? Who needs marinas? Okay, you bought the dream. Now you're funding the nightmare. It's funny because it's true. This is the type of person that didn't have the money all up front for the boat they wanted, but found a really good deal on a project, and now you're going through the paces and you're putting in your work and you're gonna get there, but you're just not quite there yet. You are the project pirate. You're grinding away in the yard. Every single little millimeter that you get closer to your dream, you are earning that. And here's the truth, whether you guys want to hear it or not, at some point, we all end up a project pirate. So embrace the chaos, my friend. You are earning your stripes. This is our last type, and this is a very common type. And you need to be honest with yourself if you're this type, because there's no shame in it at all. You're the one with a sander in one hand and a grinding wheel in the other. You know more about the different weights and layers of fiberglass than anybody else in the marina. You love boats, you love the work satisfaction at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month when you see something coming together. And that's okay. Some people build boats to sail, and some people just like the process of building. If I'm describing you right now, you may be in the select few that are called the nailers. Some sail them, some nail them. And there is no shame in that at all. Your motto is, I came for the wiring job and stayed for the sense of purpose. All right, so now you have an idea of the different archetypes. This is not a static thing. You're kind of moving in and out of these different archetypes all the time. Just be honest with yourself on which type you are. Now let's talk about the different types of boats that would fit these different archetypes. Okay, the Voyager is crossing oceans. So you want a boat that's going to be the long haul type of boat. the forgiving type of boat, the type of boat that you can have a big payload on because you're going to be going long distances. You're going to have to take a lot of food and people and crew and just stuff. You just accumulate stuff when you're this type of Voyager. We need big displacement hulls. We need very strong keel attachments. We need to be able to carry a payload. So this number in sailboat data, this pounds per inch immersion, that's how many pounds on the boat you need to sink the boat 1 inch in the water. That's an important number for you. We like U-shaped galleys. We like cutters, or at least anything with more than just 2 sails on it. We want lee cloths on the berths. No big, huge, open, expansive areas in the saloon. Think boats like Halberg Rossi 46, Oyster 485, Tiana 55, Alubat 45, Allures 45. If you're a catamaran lover, the Garcia Explocat 52 is amazing. Or the Odyssey 48 is a great choice as well. I prefer having a protected rudder just in case you hit a log out to sea at hull speed, which I've done a couple times. And most of all, you want simple, bomb-proof systems, not a floating computer. For instance, I take a boat any day with a Perkins over these new Yanmar common fuel rail ECU controlled engines, because the Perkins is a tractor engine. The Yanmar is controlled by a computer. I know 3 people with those types of Yanmars that were hit by lightning and were stuck for a month or more. And when I got hit by lightning, yes, it fried the relay. I couldn't use the button to start the engine. I grabbed a screwdriver, and that's how I started my engine for 2 months until I found another relay. Okay, the Coastal Cowboy. You guys are the weekend warriors, the coastal explorers. You probably want something that has shallow draft. It's easy to handle under power. You have good ground tackle and a solid bow roller, and you can handle a blow while you're on anchor. You're looking for boats like Island Packet 35, Catalina 36, Alubat Omni 39. These are all great options with wide cockpits, very comfortable, very easy to get in and out of the water. You should be looking for centerboards and shoal draft keels. You're going to want something with multiple fridges, good shade, and easy reefing systems. If it looks good on a postcard and it handles a squall on anchor, you're pretty golden. I mean, some of the best times I've ever had on boats was on my Islander 28, just going out to Catalina for the weekend and using a boat the way you're supposed to use it. Just have fun with the thing. Okay, the Islanders. You guys are looking for your floating condo. You're going to go somewhere, very rarely, and then stay there for months. This is the archetype where catamarans really shine. If you're the type that wants to put down roots for months at a time and just stay in one anchorage, check out the Lagoon 42, the Leopard 46, the Outremer 45 or 55, and the Katana 42 and 47. As far as monohulls, I really like the Jeanneau DS series for you guys. They're super comfy, they come in a few different sizes, and all the people that I know that have these boats love them. Check out my buddy Andy of Ocean Cruisers. He's got a 54 DS that he cruises on, and he's done a bunch of work on it. You'll get an idea of what you're in for. Link is in the description. You're going to want to prioritize comfort. So cockpit comfort, ventilation, light. This is all going to be very important when you're living on the boat for extended periods of time. Easy access on and off the boat with the dinghy. Okay, for you off-grid outlaws, you van lifers on the water that don't want to see anybody for months, you're going to need a platform that's big enough for a big renewable energy system, like a big solar array or solar and wind, and a big battery bank. That's going to be the keys for your comfort. You want to make at least 3.5 kilowatts of power per day per person. So that's roughly 600 watts of solar per person on your boat when you're plus or minus 20 degrees, like in the tropics. Catamarans really shine for you guys as well because of the real estate. You can throw up 4,000 watts of solar on the hardtop and on an arch in the back, and with not a big deal, it just provides more shade for you. Or in the monohull world, you're going to look for an Amel Super Maramoo, or a lot of the Bruce Roberts boats shine in this area with a big arch on the back, or even a converted fishing vessel works really well here too. Basically, you want the biggest energy plant you can get with the biggest renewable energy manufacturing plant you can put. The other key to living like this is redundancy. You want a buttload of spares. Also, the electrical system needs to be overbuilt. So if you have 10 solar panels going into one MPPT that can barely handle the max capacity, and you lose that MPPT, you lose all your solar. But if you put each solar panel to their own smaller MPPT that's only using 50% of the capacity, one, it's going to last longer because it doesn't get as hot. And two, if you do lose a solar panel, you can just bridge it onto another MPPT and now they can share that duty until you can get another one. Okay, you project pirates, what types of boats are you looking for? Well, you already made the mistake of buying a project boat, so, I mean, you can't really make any worse choices. I'm just kidding, man. I've refit a lot of boats, and you're going through the school of hard knocks. You're going through the paces. You're earning your stripes, man. If I can give you one piece of advice, it's this. You don't want to polish a turd. You want to buy a boat with good bones, good joinery, good equipment. Basically, a well-manufactured boat. Hans Christian, Pearson, Tiana, Oyster, if you can find one, Contest, Halberg Rossi, boats like this. Some of the older Amels are super cool. You want something that the original manufacturing company spent some money to make. They chose that Force 10 oven over some piece of crap. They used bronze hardware instead of this plastic push button bullshit that we have on new boats. Just remember, you'll be putting in a lot of sweat equity, so make it worth it. And finally, we have the nailer. I have the utmost respect for this archetype, and because of that respect, I am not even going to try to guess what kind of boats you would like to work on. That is such a personal choice. Some people like Woods schooners, some people like Antares catamarans. This is my buddy Mads on Sail Life that's redoing this storm-damaged crazy job, and he loves that stuff. His motto is, "Oh, glorious sanding." This is my nightmare. So much respect to you, and I will say, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so let's just sit with this one question. What kind of life do you really want? Do you want to chase horizons, or do you want to chase ice for the cooler? Do you want sundowners in paradise at 5 p.m., or do you want the satisfaction that comes with surviving a Force 10 storm? Neither one of these answers is wrong, but knowing the difference, that is everything. Because once you figure this out, the right boat, the right life, they show up pretty quick. And if you're ready for that conversation, the real one, not the brochure fantasy, I wrote a book about it. It's called Be the Captain. And basically I wrote it for myself 25 years ago, explaining all the things I need to know to do just that, to be the captain. It's available right now on pre-order for the first printing. I'm going to sign and number all of them. And this is only happening once. So if you want one, go grab it. Thank you for watching. See you next week.